Our intention was to gather a cohort of 100 artists. They are from every discipline and they're kind of from every age. It was really important to us that we look at a diversity of lived climate experience. And Greenhouse for us is kind of a way of seeding a revolution of artists.
My first profession was in the medical field. I was a psychiatrist. And then I became disillusioned with the practice of medicine. I turned to the arts as another way of trying to give and heal.
I am primarily a performing artist, and I work in environmental education for kids.
Primarily, my focus is in poetry, written word, creative writing. Growing up in Alberta where there's a lot of environmental devastation, and being witness to that, it's changed my path.
I currently work with refugee claimants and I work with immigrant youth. Also a storyteller. I come originally from Gaza Strip, Palestine, a city that is the most populated and polluted on Earth. It was announced by the WHO that it's unlivable by 2020.
So my art practice involves growing plants from seeds and flowers for botanical compositions. I do a lot of costumes. And for me, coming from Mexico, from a family of farmers, and when I see migrant workers coming to Canada to work the fields here, I think about how that is connected to the climate change crisis.
My role here at the Botanical Garden is really to engage people in the climate crisis as well as the extinction crisis that we're facing. It's around trying to mobilize people in connecting with the natural world. The artists are here for 2 days and really diving in deeply, listening to different facilitators and exploring the role of artists in climate from different perspectives and from different ways of knowing and learning.
And the teaching around the ancestors' eye is that their ancestors are always watching over you. And they prayed for you. And they made choices and they made decisions so that you could enjoy the privileges that you enjoy today.
I think that in grief, we become profoundly loving people.
Understanding the ways in which climate change connects with foundational human instincts opens up possibilities for resituating culture and the human spirit at the heart of our understanding of a changing climate. We need not ask what we can do for climate change, but what climate change can do for us.
If you feel disconnected or powerless or isolated, you are very unlikely to be able to change. You're very unlikely to be able to make bold change, and particularly the kind that we're asking for around climate change.
And in lots of ways, I don't consider myself an activist at all, and yet I am. And I know that I am. And partly how I know that is because for me, the things that I feel when I take action, it's because I have a strong relationship to that idea, or to that place, or to those people.
Art is inherently a healing practice, a practice based in love and a practice based in the heart. What I know about these 100 artists having read their artist statement is that they all care deeply about the ecological emergency. And it is my hope to remove any barriers that they have towards putting that energy out through their artistic practice.
I live with some disabilities, so it's hard for me to go to protests and not get sensory overload. And I want to be able to channel something that I'm good at and something that won't kill me and be able to put that into something that I care about.
Coming into this country and being on the survival mode for so long, I did not have the time or the capacity to continue writing. I've been feeling really grateful being here today just because I was given the chance to continue doing the things I love doing.
A big takeaway of these couple days is making relationships. and deepening those relationships, and being able to work together in a good way through inevitable crisis and through grief.
I am really hoping we get to do something that's like huge, and that the people who make the policies, I hope that they are in the audience.
We have these other people who are telling the climate story in society, and they're the environmental organizations and the scientists and the academics and the civic leaders, and they are all looking for artists, and the artists want to do something. And if we can just sort of bring these groups together, my hope is that we can grow this movement exponentially to meet the exponential challenge of the climate crisis.